Hello, and welcome to my video, lesson 4.1 on the types of angles. So there are a bunch of different types of angles, and we see a lot of them all around us. The ones that we see most when we're doing human constructions or human buildings, like walls or ceilings or floors or whatever, are going to be straight angles, like this, and right angles. Okay, so straight angles and right angles. And there is a really cool notation here. For a right angle, we draw a little box in the corner. Okay. For all other angles, we do a semicircle of some sort, either half or more or less. So those are sort of the baselines, and the degrees are, so right angles have 90 degrees. Okay. And straight angles have 180 degrees. Okay, so there are right angles, straight angles. Now if you look at acute angles, you can see that they're very, very tiny little angles, and so that's why we call them cute, acute angle. Get it? And it's less than a right angle, it says above, and less than 90 degrees. Okay, so less than 90 degrees, so if it's like 5 degrees, or if it's 50 degrees, or 89 degrees, any of those would be less than 90, so they'd be acute. Obtuse angles are things that are bigger than 90 degrees, and yet smaller than 180 degrees. So bigger than a right angle, and less than a straight angle. And reflex angles are ones that you can basically think about as the opposite of an obtuse angle, right? So a reflex angle is anything that's between 180 degrees and 360 degrees. Okay, so a reflex angle is actually the opposite of any of these. It could be the opposite of this one, could be the opposite of this one, could be the opposite of this one, right? So could be the opposite of any of these. So if you look below here, there are 3 questions I'd like you to try. Label the following angles as acute, right, obtuse, straight, or reflex. So try your best. Pause the video if you need to, because I'm about to tell you. Okay, so the top one here is a right angle. We can tell because it has the box shape drawn. Okay. Otherwise, you'd have to be very carefully measuring to see if it's this side or this side. If it's on this side, it's acute. If it's on this side, then it'd be obtuse. Okay, so that's a right angle. Next one is obtuse, because it's labeled. Otherwise, this could be just as good, in which case it'd be reflex. And because it's labeled, this one here is acute. It's a very tiny little angle, and I believe we have 2 left. You can pause it now if you want. Alright, and this is a straight angle. And the last one is a reflex angle, because it's labeled. Otherwise, we'd probably just, usually if you don't have a label, you go with the smallest angle, in which case this would be acute, right? But because it's not labeled as that, it's labeled on the outside, it's a reflex. All right, I hope that video helps you understand types of angles. Good luck.